Hey developers, so is college necessary for a software developer? Let's take a look. So I get to ask this question a lot, and I also see this question being presented in a lot of different places. Should you go to college if you're learning software development? And this usually comes up with new programmers or people right out of high school who are looking to get into development or programming, or they're changing careers. And I think my viewpoint is actually a little bit different than other people out there. Now, I'm on the road right now. You can probably see not great lighting, so I apologize for that. So I'll just make this quick. So my buddy Joe, you can see his channel here featured on my homepage, did a video that said self-taught developers are better than computer science graduates. And the gist of what he was trying to say is that if you take a developer that's right out of high school and you take another person that goes to college right after high school, and you assume that the developer right out of high school, he goes and gets a job as a web developer, and you compare it to, and then after 4 years later, you compare the person who has a college computer science degree to the guy that worked 8 hours a day, that worked at a web development job, that the guy with the web development job is going to be way above the person with a college degree, and at that point, the person with a college degree just basically wasted $50,000. And I always say to that is a very false choice. That's something a lot of people say as some kind of justification for not going to school, and it's not true. And the reason it's not true is because developers and people that are interested in coding, they're going to code either way. So what I mean by that is that if you're motivated and you want to learn how to program, you're going to program when you're going to school and get all the advantages of going to school. And when you get out of college, you're going to be able to get that job that the guy who had 4 years of just working on an 8-hour job, you're going to have more advantages than that person. So in college by itself, yes, you're going to spend like 6 hours a day. You're going to have 3 or 4 classes a semester, maybe 4 or 5 classes a semester, and maybe 3 or 4 of those are just your basic English, your physics, psychology. And you're going to have 1 or 2 classes that are focused on your major, at least at the beginning. And what a lot of talented developers do, and at least in my case, is they'll do internships right after school. So they'll go to school 8 hours a week, or excuse me, 8 hours a day, but they'll do 20 hours part-time work at some place in town. And they'll learn those skills, the same skills that the software developer that's working 8 hours is learning. They'll be learning that too. Or they'll be working on their side projects. Or they'll be working with a professor to do extracurricular activities to create web pages, or they'll work for the school. And the really truly talented developers, they'll be provided a lot of different opportunities because a lot of local businesses, a lot of corporations like to hire interns that are only offered for people that are in college. Google, Apple, Microsoft all have summer internship programs where they'll fly you to their campus and you'll get to work a whole summer on products, something that you couldn't do unless you went to college in the first place. There is a lot of opportunity for people that go to college that really apply themselves. And you're going to get the added benefit. You're also learning the fundamentals of computer science, stuff that are going to really help you in interviews. You're going to learn about big O notations and algorithms and all of that. And you can probably say, well, I could just get a book from the library. I can get a cracking the coding interview. And yeah, you could do that too. But it's not going to be as good as actually taking a class for a whole semester on algorithms and learning it from there. So I think that someone that goes above and beyond, that learns on their off time, does side projects, that gets an internship or a part-time job, they're going to be a lot better off than the guy that just did 8 hours a day for 4 years in doing web development. Now, of course, both of those people, once the guy graduates and the guy that does the 8 hours a day, they're both going to have to work really hard to get their next job. But the nice thing about the guy with the college graduate is he is going to have a head. He's going to be able to go to a job and get through the HR, because a lot of HR people and a lot of companies won't even look at you unless you have a college degree, and even having equivalent experience may not be enough. So someone with 4 years of experience getting $10 an hour at a local web development agency is not going to be looked as highly upon as someone that has a 4-year degree, that worked internships and part-time jobs, and was a part of Summer of Code with Google. Those guys are going to be on the top of the heap, top of the stack, and they're going to be more looked upon. And that's not even mentioning the other benefits of college, which is the contacts. Being able, if you're in a good program with good people, those people, you're going to be able to rely on them after you graduate with your friends. Almost when I graduated, almost every one of my friends went to a company that I was interested in, so I had an in, so to speak, with all those different companies. It's also going to teach you some life skills that you probably don't normally get outside of if you don't go to college. It's going to teach you some basics of English and structure, and it's going to kind of make you a more well-rounded person, I would have to say. Now, there's some circumstances where I wouldn't recommend college, and that would be if you already have a college degree and you're looking to get into computer science, computer development. That may not be the best bet. And there's some times where I'd recommend people going to coding boot camps if you are looking for a quicker course, a quicker way to do it. You're still going to be spending a lot of money. I mean, Hack Reactor is probably one of the most popular ones, and they're selective in who they choose to be in their program, and it costs over $20,000. So yeah, that's about almost a semester of school on average. So, and it's only 90 days. So yeah, you can go to Hack Reactor, but you're going to be almost spending as much money as you would do for 1 year of college. And I know college is expensive, but as far as I can tell, Hack Reactor and things like that, there's no scholarships for Hack Reactor. I mean, it's very rare that they'll give away. Maybe they give one free course to a special needs person or someone with a lot of needs a lot of help. On the other hand, there's not millions, but there's millions of dollars being given away for scholarships every year. So if you applied for yourself in high school, and even if you didn't do super great, if you're smart, you can apply for a ton of different scholarships. You can go to community college for a fraction of the cost and then transfer over credits to the main college after a couple of years. I mean, having no money is not an excuse. And there are good federally subsidized loans that you can take that aren't going to hurt your interest rates and that you can take to make it through college. And there's something about the college experience I would recommend too. It's just being, a lot of times you're with a lot of like-minded people, being out first time outside your parents' grasp, a lot of different experiences. And you could argue that if you just worked a job and moved out of your parents' house, you would have the same experiences, but I don't think you have the same kind of community and same kind of interactions you would have with other people. So there's a lot of advantages going to college. I would highly recommend it. I have a couple of people, these stories here that you see. There's Max Stoiber that created React boilerplate and never went to college, but all of a sudden got a job making $100,000 a year. There's stories of this guy who took 18 months and now to learn to program, and now he's doing apps for the NBA and NHL. Preeti Casaretti, she actually had an undergraduate degree, but decided to leave her job at A16Z and become a software developer, and she went to Hack Reactor. These are outliers, is what I'm trying to say. These people, in most circumstances, it's just really, really tough. It's really, really tough, especially if you're young, to go and just to spend hours upon hours learning to code by yourself without any help. I mean, just using Facebook groups or free code camp, and then go through that process of applying for a bunch of places. You're going to get rejected over and over and over again because you don't have the experience. And then when you finally land that job, you're getting $10 an hour. I mean, yeah, there's people that are going to get lucky that get $60,000 right out with no college experience, but it's just so rare. I mean, it's really an uphill battle. And at least having some college experience or going through a coding boot camp would be a lot easier. And there's people that will do everything themselves, and those great. I just think those people it's just not as common. So thank you for watching. If you disagree, leave a comment below. Let me know why I'm an idiot or why you think that no one should get college degrees and that you're wasting money. I just don't believe that. I think it's a solid investment. It kind of gives you that unfair advantage in life. For the rest of your life, when you go apply for jobs, it'll be like, I got that college degree. And then there's the self-coded programmer guy who's going to have a chip on his shoulder that never got that degree but has a bunch of experience, who isn't getting the jobs, who thinks that they're not getting it because they don't have a college degree. I mean, you're going to have that. So it's definitely worth it. So thank you. If you like this video, please click subscribe and like below. Thanks.